What's going on, guys? Welcome to my channel. Today we're just going to go over this GJ trade that we took yesterday. We're going to have a look at gold as well. You would have seen yesterday's video on my YouTube. We did actually go over this trade, but it wasn't at take profit 2 at this point, so I just wanted to break down the trade now that take profit 2 has been hit, and we'll look at gold and we'll potentially look at what to expect next week. So as you can see here, GJ, this trade we took yesterday in the GJ group, right? So here was the call out. This was 14th of July, which was yesterday for me. I'm in Melbourne. As you can see, 14th was yesterday. I've just woke up, 7:30 a.m. as you can see bottom right, on Saturday morning. So we can see GJ buys, entry, stop loss, take profit 2. We have our link to the trading view setup, right? And then 53 minutes later, the trade got triggered. And just shortly an hour after that, take profit 1 got hit, right? So here you can see take profit 1 hit, move stops to break even and take some profits. That's what I do. You know, it's up to anybody else what they do. And then what's that, 20 minutes later, take profit 2 gets hit for 70 pips here on GJ, and there's a video of me breaking this down for the premium members. We can see here people posting their profits in the community chat. So why did I take this trade, right? So if we go to the daily real quick and we take the drawings off, what do we see here, right? If I was to zoom out a little bit more, what do we see? Clearly see uptrend, right? And you know, we can like zoom out and look at levels over here, which is what I generally did. If we kind of look into these areas right here, and go back, right, we can see that price had made a support here on this one, and then it broke it here. And if we look further down here towards these wicks and the bodies of these candles, we'll see that there is levels here. As you can see, price broke below it, rejected. Over here we can see resistance, right? If I just delete this one so we're not getting confused, we can see resistance, support, resistance, right? A lot of traffic in this area, right? And we can also see, if we look to the left, to the right over here, that this is a cycle level, right? This is a round number, 180.000 in the market, right? A round number. This is where price is going to get attracted to. And if we have a look up here at the top of this, what do we see? We can see 184, right? Round level. So top, bottom, right? 184, 180. So with that being said, price is in an uptrend, right? We pulled back, we made a support here, bounced, continued, we pulled back again, did slightly break below these lows. Sorry, sneezing. We did break below those lows. And what potentially could happen here is we could be seeing the extended move to the downside. But what is going to happen first, right? This is the fib. What can happen first is we can break structure to the downside, which we have done, right? We've broken out of these lows to the downside. We've bounced. We've had a daily bullish closure, so we broke that. Now we've bounced and closed a very strong bullish daily closure. So what, looking from me, my point of view, looking at that, I see that we have a support level over here, right? If we just mark this out, we have a key level, 1,800, right? 180. We have rejection. We have a bullish candle closure for for the daily, Thursday's daily close. And what I was then anticipating is if price has broken structure to the downside here, there's a high chance that we're going to retrace back up into, you know, either these overall areas, you know, somewhere in here, which price has done, to reject, to then continue bearish, right? So that was my thinking behind the buys yesterday. And then if we go down to the lower time frames, we'll be able to break that down a little bit more. So as you can see, price created a really nice support down here, right, on the 4 hour as well. You can see 1, 2, 3 rejection weeks, throwing out these massive rejections to the downside, and then 2 candles closing bullish, showing me momentum, right? Price has tried to spike down, continue bearish, but we've rejected, closed bullish. Price tried to come down again, broke that previous 4 hour low, right? But then still rejected all the way up and closed bullish, right? And then started to move up. So now this is a key level in the market. This is the low. And as you can see, this is the fib right here from the daily perspective that we tapped into. So this was this is where we could potentially see the rollover now, but I would expect more rejection in this level, potentially even up into here, before we continue down, right? Not that I trade fibs, but I use them as retracement confluences in trades, right? I don't specifically just put a fib on the chart and go, oh look, price has retraced into the golden zone, whatever it's called, the 618. I'm gonna buy right here, right? I don't do that. And again, I don't do, oh look, price has retraced into the 618 zone, rejected, I'm gonna sell right here. I don't just trade fibs on their own. I just use them as confluence, and I use it to see how much price has retraced from a certain movement. So we've had this move down, right? And now we're looking to see if this move is going to continue bearish, where can price come up to, right? Where can we retrace to potentially? So we can retrace potentially up in this area somewhere, and then we can start to look at different price action patterns. We can start to look at key levels that price could be rejecting, like this one here on the 4 hour, right? Boom, we've got this key level. We've got the Fibonacci from the daily. We've got rejection weeks on the 4 hour. We can go down to the 1 hour time frame and look at price action patterns right here on the 1 hour time frame, etc. Right, so we can look at a whole heap of different things, but I'm just saying I like to use fibs as confluence, and I don't trade them specifically just Fibonacci retracements, right? So like I said, we came down, right? We created this support now on the 4 hour and the daily 1 hour. And we, like I said, we started to leave these rejection wicks and close bullish on the 4 hour, right? So then if we go down to the 1 hour, we can see more clearly the price action here. So in this box that I have marked out right here, like this, we can see, what can we see, right? So let me show you what I saw. So price come down, spiked into this level, pulled back, broke down, right? So here potentially we've got left shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? Head and shoulders pattern. Again, I don't trade, you know, I wouldn't just look at this now and go, oh look, we've made the right shoulder, we started to break up, I'm gonna buy right here, right? I don't do that. I don't trade those patterns specifically. I use them all as confluences in my trading style in order to give me my bias and entry points, exit points, confluences, things like that. So as you can see, we have the neckline right here of the head and shoulders pattern. And what ends up happening is price breaks up, pulls back, right? Retests, rejects that neckline. We have this trend line that's starting to form, right? To add another confluence, we can get the fib from the low to the high, right? We can see that we come down and we touch into that fib level, boom, rejection right there. We've got a resistance, right? That is now support. We have rejections. We have a double engulfing candle pattern right here, boom. Maybe we can see one bullish engulfing, right? and then a bearish, and then two bullish engulfing. So we've got a double engulfing candle pattern, which is a candle pattern I like. It's one that I've found in the market which works, that I can add to my confluences. So now we're looking at the bigger picture from the daily, right? Key support on the daily, a previous daily bullish candle closure. Then we go down to the 4 hour, right? We can see that we had all these rejection wicks down here on the 4 hour, creating a very nice support, and showing us that momentum is now potentially to the upside. Then we have a head and shoulders pattern, right? With a break of the neckline and a retest. We have a trend line forming. We have a resistance and support level. We have a touch of the Fibonacci, and we have price action patterns with the double engulfing candle. For me to take that buy, how many confluences is that? I can't even keep count. So this is overall what we're looking at in the market when we're looking at taking trades, right? We're looking at multiple confluences. We're not just looking at the first opportunity, like, you know, on the 4 hour like this. Oh, look at these rejection wicks here. I'm going to jump in the market. Boom, price is going to continue bullish, right? Even though it does, that's probably not going to happen most of the time, right? So, you know, we're just biding our time. We're looking to enter trades during our specific trading window, right? So our trading window is right here, 2 hours prior to London to 2 hours into London, and that's when our trading window closes. Obviously, right here, this is early. This is early Asia session. No trades here, and here there's no setup for us until after our trading window closes. So there's no trade there. So that was that. That's that for the GJ. I highly recommend you going back and looking through everything I just explained, all the confluences, what I was looking for from the daily, the 4 hour, and the 1 hour. And in terms of take profits, I just saw that, you know, price is reacting around this level quite a bit. As you can see, support right here, you know, try to break below, close back above, rejected, close below, close back above, rejected, close below, close back above, rejected. And then finally, when it broke, price dropped massively and came back up to retest it, right? And we can see price just in and out of this level, in and out, in and out, in and out. So that is a key level in the market. And then as well, this level right here, as you can see, price is playing around this level again, right? So came down, broke below, broke back above, support, broke below, rejected as resistance, try to break back above, close back below, retested, and then that's when price dropped. So these were the two levels I was looking at, where price could potentially reject and push back bearish, right? But it didn't. The momentum in this move to the upside was too much because of all of the confluences that we just discussed, right? So that was the GJ trade. Beautiful setup, beautiful overall move to the upside, and a 70 pip take profit hit. Gold, as you can see, gold is now consolidating. We've had this move to the upside, right? This sharp move to the upside here. And now it's consolidating. And this was due to inflation news, of course. So, you know, what we can expect to see with inflation. Obviously, this was positive news for, this was negative news for the dollar, sorry. So inflation, obviously, yeah, so gold got stronger here against the dollar, right? Which means the dollar got weak. So now potentially, you know, if that short-term news in the market, you know, short-term positive news or short-term negative news, we're eventually going to see this consolidate, and we're going to see it potentially continue the trend which it was in before the news, right? So if we zoom out and we take a look, I'm pretty sure it's to the downside, right? So as you can see, the trend currently is, you know, bearish somewhat. We've had this nice move up, but there's a lot of key areas now for gold to test into, as you can see right here. This is where gold is currently rejecting. So we could see that move to the downside, or we could see price retrace from this low, right, down into here somewhere, and then we could see that extended move to the upside. But yeah, we've got to wait and see how gold reacts at this level. We're probably going to be looking at daily closures, see where them daily closures are happening at this level. If we take a look at the daily here, we can see that we've had a daily closure bearish now, right at this key level. So that is important for us to look at and consider. And if we draw a fib from, say this high to this low, we can see that we're right in that retracement zone. Perfect retracement. We've got a key resistance level. We've got bearish daily closures now, and we've broke those previous daily lows. And I'm pretty sure that's an engulfing bearish candle here, right at this level. And we have broke structure, right? We broke bullish structure here. So that is the bullish structure that got broken. As you can see, prices to the upside. We've got lows, highs, like lows in here, highs, lows, right? And then highs, and then we've come down and broke all that structure. We've retested it and continued to move to the downside. So now gold could be setting up for overall sales, right? Again, from this level here. So we'll see this still remains a key level in the market right here, this resistance, right? Because this was the most recent structure that got broken. Let me just make sure. Yeah. So this level still remains a level of interest because this was the bullish structure that got broken. It did retest it, but I feel like it could come back up to this level again and retest. This is 1980 600, like key level 1980 flat, So yeah, this was a key level that I was talking about a lot in previous videos that gold has now rejected and bounced off. You'll find this, I called this reversal in the market here from this level in my previous gold videos. So yeah, we're just gonna wait and see. Now there's a high potential that gold is gonna come down here, but obviously now we do have the new weekly open. As you can see, this weekly candle closed very strong bullish. So we might have to wait for the weekly to set up here, because now this weekly is potentially gonna open and create a top wick and potentially break these highs over here before we see that downside. Or we're gonna see that downside first of all, right down into potentially this level that it broke right here, down into here, before we then see the continuation to the upside because of this weekly candle and how strong this is, right? If we're looking straight based on the weekly here, we can see that price is in an uptrend, right? We have come to that retracement level of 618. So you can see this conflicting biases here now on gold. It's not really aligning throughout the time frames. Weekly looks very bullish, whereas the daily looks bearish. The daily looks very bearish, and the same as the 4 hour, really. If you look at the 4 hour and you zoom out here, the 4 hour looks bearish. So yeah, just conflicting biases here on gold. So we need to just wait and see what happens. As you can see, this is a very nice 1, 2, 3, 4 rejection wicks here to the downside. So if you're looking straight based off the weekly, then you can potentially say there's high potential that gold is going to continue here. Once we make a weekly bottom wick and start to flip bullish, there's a high chance that gold will probably come up and test into these weekly highs up here, right? Back up into these levels. As you can see, we've got a really key level of resistance over here in the market. So yeah, conflicting biases here on gold. So this is why we just need to wait for daily closures and see what happens with the daily right here. So this could be lining us up for, on the daily we're bearish and we reject this level and we come down into here, but this could just be creating the new weekly bottom wick. So then once that new weekly bottom wick is created, we could bounce from this level and we could continue bullish then, right? Then that outcome is based on the weekly, and the short-term downside is based on the daily. So that's a potential scenario that could happen here on gold. I think that's very likely, especially after seeing the weekly price action down here at these levels, all these rejection wicks that have been thrown out, and now this strong bullish candle closure for the weekly. So yeah, I think we could see some short-term downside, of course, on gold next week, which will enable price to make that weekly bottom wick. And then once that bottom wick is created and we come into some kind of level of support like this, down here, this level down here on the daily, boom, tap into here, and then reverse back bullish. And we could potentially come up to see some of these highs retested here on gold. So that is my current outlook on gold. It's very, like I said, very conflicting at the moment. If we look on the 4-hour, price is now obviously in a range, which is not ideal for us. Of course, we want to stay out of pairs when they start to look like this on the 4-hour, right? It's definitely not ideal. So we'll see what happens, right? All we got to do is just wait for Monday. Probably going to see a push back up into this area a bit more to create that weekly top wick, see that downside, and then see the reversal. Or what could happen is, because of the weekly candle close is so bullish, we could just get a spike up into this level maybe, and then towards the end of the week we'll come down and see that bottom wick before it potentially closes somewhat bullish. There's a lot of different scenarios that could happen here, so we just need to wait and see and just react to the market as it's happening and not try to predict the market, and just take our time and just let things play out, and then we react and we move with the market once it has made its move, right? So that is gold. Yeah, beautiful trade on GJ, very happy. The links to the free Telegram will be down below, and also the paid Telegram. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. That's the weekly recap and also the weekly outlook for next week. And I hope you guys enjoy these videos. I hope you can get some kind of knowledge from these and apply it to your own trading. Oh God, I just had my coffee. I'm starting to wake up. It is starting to get light outside now. But yeah, I appreciate everyone who comes to my channel and watches videos. I'm really hell-bent on, growing this YouTube channel. It's something, I really want to do. I really want to push and achieve, the goal of 1,000 subscriptions. Of course, we're on 334, which is still a lot. I'm very happy. We got 20k views lifetime, 1.34k views in the last 30 days, which is really cool. And I'm just going to continue to upload and be myself and trade how I like to trade. And yeah, thank you guys again. I appreciate you. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'll try my best to answer them. If you have any ideas on content, if you have any ideas how I can improve my content, what you guys would like to see, leave that down below in the comments. I would very much appreciate it. Some constructive criticism. I'm not looking for people to just absolutely slam me about my content and just shit on it, but constructive criticism is always good. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.